Imagine this. Imagine you have $1,000. I give you $1,000 and you have 40 days to make $40,000. And not only that, let's make it even trickier. Let's make it even wilder. Let's make it even tougher. Let's drop you in a market where you have no experience. That's what is going on with this crazy man that I have with me, Mr. Zach Booth. Zach, talk to me.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for having me again. It's always awesome to be with you. So yeah, this challenge is going to be crazy. I'm a little nervous. I got the butterflies, but it's exciting stuff.
So guys, if you had watched the videos before, about 6 months ago, you saw it's titled $1 Million from Driving for Dollars, which Zach is the master of, is putting together a system to be able to pull as much deals and as much profit out of driving for dollars as possible. If you haven't seen it, definitely check that out. But let's hit on some highlights here for people that are just watching it right now. You built your business around driving for dollars.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So I've made a fortune really with driving for dollars. It's quite crazy. I went from window cleaning, just scraping by really as far as what I'm at now, to having this financial freedom. And I fell in love with helping people. I got there because I started teaching other people and teaching them my driving system. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I fell in love with helping people.
Yeah.
And I ran into a barrier of having people be able to trust me. So I was brainstorming one night. Right? I couldn't sleep. And I'm sure you've dealt with this all the time. It was like midnight, and I sat up and I'm like, I got it.
Yeah.
I had to go to bed till 5 a.m. because I grabbed my computer and just started researching.
Yeah.
So the reason I chose $40,000 is that's the average income per person in the United States.
Okay.
And so my goal is to make that much in 40 days and only use the systems that are taught in my course and the bonuses to my course.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's get to you're not doing this in your hometown. This isn't in your market.
No, that's cheating, right? Because I got my connections, I've got my employees, I've got my whole team there. I have my cash buyers list.
Yep.
I'm gonna get dropped in a whole new market. I'm gonna take my family, and they're gonna be there and have their fun. I'm gonna rent a nice house for them. But I'm gonna go. I'm the only research I'm gonna do before I go is the legal side.
Right.
I just want to make sure that I can wholesale, because I'm going to have to wholesale. I only get $1,000. If I can find private money or hard money there from the connections I make there, I can use that. But it's just whatever I can scramble and put together.
So how does it? So you live in Utah. You're going to move to Florida.
I think it's going to be Florida. My wife wants the beach.
Right.
It's for her. So
Sure.
so it's not necessarily because that's the best market. You can do this anywhere. That's what I'm trying to prove.
Yeah.
But we're going to Florida for the beach, for the kids to have fun. I think we're only going to be like an hour and a half from Disney. So they can have a great time while I'm just working my butt off.
So give us some, because you're not going to do this for a little while, right? Give us some tips on how to get started in this. Talk to people that are out there every single day, that are driving for dollars, that are trying to get their first deal. They're trying to convert it. Maybe they have the Deal Machine app, right? And they're using it. If you don't have the Deal Machine app, Deal Machine, coupon code TTP, check it out. It gets you $10 off. It's the best. You use it.
Yeah, Deal Machine's amazing. We definitely use it. We definitely have some other discounts that we can offer you guys. But really, as you're going around using that Deal Machine app, one of the things people struggle with is like, what qualifies as a house that you want to add? Right? Criteria, like what do you do? And so we just talked about this, the cheat sheet. I call it my Driving for Dollars cheat sheet, because it's like the cheat code, You're playing a game, you enter it in the cheat code. So you can actually, we're going to put it in your show notes, right? A link to get that. That's absolutely free for anybody that wants it. So, go to that link, get that cheat sheet for free.
And that's the cheat sheet tells you what you're looking for.
Exactly. It's the criteria, and also there's a little paragraph there of why that criteria is there. We've spent tens of thousands of dollars in testing and, breaking down.
That's what I was going to ask. How did you come up with this cheat sheet for somebody that wants to go out there and use it? How did it come about?
So
why would they use it?
Right. So when I started, it was only the worst of the worst, right? And of course, I was doing deals.
Yeah.
But I wasn't finding enough of them to really make enough money. And so I started experimenting with with adding this or not adding this, and I actually tested it with actual numbers. And not only did I tested it in my market, but I have over 80 students now in the last 12 months that have tested this all over the country. And so this is something that's been tested, been proven, been tweaked.
Cool.
And so we're just giving it to
Well, I
for
think
free.
that's interesting because I had this conversation with Tom Kroll today. Tom Kroll, a mentor to you, a mentor to me, he said, I only this last year did 100 deals, and only 3 of them had tarps on the roof. You know what I mean? Like, not all the way. Like, when you're driving for dollars, there's so much opportunity on houses that maybe you would have skipped over if you didn't have a guide, or if you didn't see something that other people didn't necessarily see and skipped over, and you go after those properties. I mean, is that right? I mean, in your experience, is it always the properties that are the worst of the worst?
It's really not.
Right.
The other thing that you'll find is really interesting, I remember we talked about this last time we were on a podcast. You were like, well, how many of your deals are non-owner occupied? And most traditional lists, most of your sellers are going to be tired landlords, vacation property they don't want anymore, something to that effect where they don't live in the house. But you'll find with driving for dollars that actually a majority of your sellers it's their primary home.
Yep.
And so you're going to find differences with, the condition of the home. You're not going to find all just rundown houses, which actually makes you more money long term. Once you get established, you have more opportunities for rent-ready houses. You have more opportunities for closing and just selling them as is and making big, the wholesaling, the huge profits. So you have those benefits. We just did one. I think we made close to $70,000 just closing on it and selling it. And I actually gave the lady $8,000 more than she asked for, because I felt so bad about the situation she was in, and I still made so much. So I mean, there's just tons of opportunities because of this cheat sheet, for sure. Just
Got it. So everybody's probably wondering, what are you going to do with $1,000?
What am I going to
do? You get $1,000.
It's funny.
What are you going to do with $1,000? Like, maybe somebody out there is watching this or watching this. They're like, I have $1,000. Tell me what I should do. So.
Yeah, so like when I was doing the research and like getting the butterflies that night, couldn't sleep, I was obviously, writing down what I would spend my money on. So how I would use every penny, how I'd download the Deal Machine app.
Yep.
Right? I'd get that app.
Yep.
The first 15 days is free.
Yeah.
So I would crank out as many addresses as I could in those first 15 days,
Yep.
right? And then I was looking at, I love postcards. I really do. I teach postcards. But postcards are going to run you anywhere between like low end of like 35 cents to high end of, up to 60, 70 cents a postcard, depending on where you're getting your postcards. And it's like, man, I can't send that much mail before I'm zeroed out. And so I was looking at it in phone numbers, with the discounts and everything else that are available. I can get phone numbers anywhere between 13 cents and 18 cents, depending on where you get them.
Yep.
And so obviously the cheaper route is to go, I can contact way more people with
My man.
cold calling.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing too is I have 40 days. I can't sit around, send my mail and wait for, it's going to take, if I create a mailing campaign and send it and everything else, it's not going to be hitting their mailbox, best case scenario, 7 days later.
Right.
By the time I export the list, send the list over, get my mailing company on board, get a tracking phone number, go through that whole process, it would take me forever.
Yep.
I can go and drive and cold call on the exact same day.
Right.
The exact same day.
That's right. Are you guys listening to this? I'm telling you, this is it. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, with $1,000, you don't have the budget and you don't have the time, and with a short timeline, you have to get proactive. You have to reach out and you have to have those quality conversations with distressed property owners. And that hunger, man, that is such an man, it is so important off the bat. It is so important to put these stressors. It's incredible because you're incredibly successful, and yet you're putting yourself into a really stressful situation. You're documenting all this, right? So people are going to be able to see this through, I assume, social media or YouTube or something.
Yeah, so my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to have it all on my YouTube channel.
What's your YouTube channel?
It's DFD Mastery.
DFD, so driving for dollars.
Yep, so DFD Mastery. You can look up my channel.
Cool.
We've already got some content there. You can check it out. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're going to do like live or close to live. You know, the logistics of hiring a film crew, this is all new, right? I assume that they're going to be, you know, filming me 14, 15 hours a day because I'm going to be working that much. And, you know, they got to edit it as well. And I want to edit while it's fresh. So he's probably going to be editing along, you know, next to me while I'm cold calling like crazy.
Right.
It's going to be an adventure.
I'm excited to watch you cold call and critique that. See how well you know the script. I love it. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So your $1,000 is skip tracing, is Driving for Dollars app.
Yep.
Can we add cell phone bill? Or is that kind of
so that's not
everybody
counted.
has cell phone? Okay.
Yeah, so
we'll just use business related. Okay.
Yeah. So what I get is I get the car, I get the smartphone, my computer.
Okay.
You know, my house, my family. You know, most people have those things already established. Those are already costs that you have, I assume.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the $1,000 is just for the marketing costs.
Awesome. Awesome, and it's awesome. You have your Driving for Dollars Mastery course, which I've had a handful. I mean, I've had a good 8 or 10 people reach out to me in the TTP family that have just exploded their business from going through your course and getting serious about Driving for Dollars and just making it something that's like really step by step and easy to do. Right? I mean, easy to set up. And then you have to execute it, obviously. Yeah. So are you doing some other training? Are you doing something that is going to talk more about, if people are interested, obviously I don't do a Driving for Dollars. I mean, I do a video here and there, but you've got you've dedicated your life to it. Right. So, I mean, do you have somewhere where they can find you if they want more information on it?
Oh, very much. I do. So before I tell you that, the big thing is the biggest struggle that I found people have is finding enough discounted deals and having a dependable way to find them. Sure. Right? And you talk about it like just hoping and praying that something falls in your lap, right? The 3 different ways. And you promote, you know, being proactive, the proactive approach. And we have the same philosophy, right? I use your strategy, but creating that driving list is so important. Because you have to start with a good list to be able to cold call
100%.
Right?
Yep.
So I have a live webinar where I go in and talk about how to find deeply discounted deals in any market, right? Because that's the main struggle that people getting started have is getting a source to find deals. And so I go through the different strategies and everything out there. I talk a lot about Driving for Dollars, why Driving for Dollars is the best, you know, and how to find those sellers that are willing to sell. So there's that webinar. There'll also be a link on your channel or on the show notes. Yeah,
we'll put it in the video too.
It's a free webinar. They can go in, register, and watch it live. You know, I'll go in there and I'll actually talk a lot about my course, exactly what we talk about in my course. Also the huge bonuses that I've spent hundreds of hours on, blood, sweat, and tears just to give back to everyone that signs up for my course. I want them to have every tool they might possibly need. I actually did a YouTube video where I talked about all the coaching that I've acquired to do what I do. I've spent over $100,000 there. And I took all the best of everything that I really use and needed out of that coaching and put it all in this package. So I talk about all of that. So that's all in that webinar, so they can go and watch it live. It'd be awesome to have them there. And obviously, you know, those that come from you, they're going to get a big old fat discount. So make sure you use
all
that.
Right.
Yes, make sure you use that discount or use that link that's in the show notes to get access to that discount. So.
Got it, man. Well, I'm excited to watch you do this. I'm excited to see you go through this 40 days with $1,000 going around and doing it, because I'm telling you, the biggest deals that we get year after year after year, at least once a quarter, we get a massive over $50,000 deal from Driving for Dollars.
Oh yeah,
every quarter.
Yep.
I'm telling you. And those massive deals, you know it as well as I do, they make this whole business go round. That's what really makes things exciting, is those big, massive deals. And for some reason, they always come from Driving for Dollars. Yeah. I think it's maybe because the properties are in such distress. And you know as well as I do, when you're Driving for Dollars, there's 2 options. Either they do have significant amount of money to put into the property to fix it up, or they have to sell it as is.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground. You know what I mean? So those are some massive, massive deals. Awesome.
Sure.
Guys, look, check that out. If you want to follow Zach and his incredible journey, maybe your Instagram.
Yeah, you can go to my Facebook, Instagram. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel.
What's your Instagram?
I don't know.
Okay. So
it's there. You can look me up on Facebook, and
YouTube.
Instagram. Yeah, but YouTube, I'm pretty sure I have all the other places you can follow me as well.
Yeah.
I'm not as into social media. I have someone that helps me with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely a ton of free content
Okay.
on Instagram, Facebook, and the YouTube channel.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys.
Awesome.
Yep, guys. Also, if you're interested in the most proactive group in real estate investing, it is the TTP program. It is the TTP family. Go to wholesalinginc.com/TTP, wholesalinginc.com/TTP. Scroll down, check out what the program's about. Check out all the testimonials. If it feels good in your gut, sign up for a call. I look forward to working with you personally. You guys are the best. Thank you. Love you. See ya.